Hello, my name is Keaton. What's going on today? Oh, okay. So I don't know, I didn't really care much about Carl. I'm gonna say Jung again because that's just how I said it. Okay. And fucking, I didn't really care much about him until December 2024. And before that, I was reading Dracula and all that. I'm still reading Dracula because I don't read books very fast, okay? Because I'm too busy doing other things. I have a life outside of just doing knowledge. I have a life other than just reading books. And I have mental illness-ish, whatever you want to consider that. You know what I'm saying? It's not really mental health as it is being a human being, but to each their own, you know what I'm saying, right? Because society is in a lot more of a different position than it was for the rest of its existence. So in the past 40 years, 100 years, right, and it evolves from that, right? So you can't really say that anybody is really living the same life, right? Because everyone's life is different, but then also the time frame changes, and so you're technically your own independent person no matter what. So there's no real idea of reincarnation as there is just really the existence that builds from the existence, right? So there's that. So that's perception for you right there. Even though we are technically all perceptive existences because of the fact that we perceive through our eyes, but that is systematic in the sense that we are built to look through the independent body, right? So because of that fact, my own perception is more of an illusion as it is yours too, right? Because we're technically both perceptive individuals. So because of that fact, we both know that fact, right? So we can both say that. Cool. And because of that fact, we both have about the same feelings as each other, which in turn becomes sympathy. But let's not go that route because I don't want to talk about sympathy. I want to talk about individualism because of the fact that as much as we are both perceptive individuals, I am separate from you, which means that there's a difference in that. And I am different. As much as that is not different, I am not different. I'm not different at all. I'm actually the same. And by me identifying the perception is me trying to tell you that, okay? There's no difference at all. It's just the time frame change and how time has bent, I guess. But yeah. So yeah, I didn't really get the Carl Jung stuff December. I didn't really care much. I knew about Carl Jung. I knew about him. I did research on The Shining. Red Rum, the 21 Savage song that came out. I was doing that. I was doing research on Red Rum and The Shining way before that fucking song came out. All that shit. Because Stanley Kubrick is friends with George Lucas. And that's why The Shining is in Toy Story. Okay, is because of the fact that George Lucas Films became Pixar, okay? And so because of that fact, they put in some of the stuff, and you can actually see there's a list of Shining references in each Pixar film, right? And because of that fact, right, and so they put in a psychological narrative within The Shining, which is what they did with 2001: A Space Odyssey with Arthur C. Clarke, who made 2001: A Space Odyssey, which is connected with Arthur C. Clarke made an interview with Stephen Hawking and Carl Sagan. Carl Sagan is the guy who has this documentary thing that I found at Value Village for only $8, and you cannot find this, and this is probably really expensive too. It's 7 discs. That's a lot of money, but I got it for $8, and that's pretty intense because the universe loves me, and the universe likes to give me things to expand my information, and I don't want to show you the books. I don't want to show you the books yet. The books will break your mind. They will break it. Just like how they broke mine, because they're very intense. But I'm a big movie guy, as you can tell. The video game guy too. And my favorite video game when I was a kid, well, my mom took away Black Ops 1 because it was too violent, so I started playing COD 4, right? And I'm playing COD 4 and stuff, and I played the whole campaign. I played it over and over and over again, right? Just because of the fact, right? And then my dad's like, okay, Keaton, I'm getting you Black Ops 2. And I played the shit out of Black Ops 2. I still play Black Ops 2 to this day, like it is, because it was my life, my existence, okay? And the books I have go into it, go into the lore of it, like the Nazi stuff, but it's not about the Nazis. It's nothing about that. It's about the lore in the game itself that has to do with the books that I'm talking about, because of the fact that they know what they're doing, but no one knows what they're doing except them. And I see it, and I didn't know. You know what I'm saying? And it's a lot of same with like Gravity Falls. There's a lot of like cryptology. You know what I'm saying? A lot of like Julian codes and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? Because everything's somewhat Julius Caesar referenced, because of the fact that Julius Caesar became deified after the comet flew over his memorial fucking thing or whatever. So there's a lot of stuff that, like, there's even a Julian calendar. Julius Caesar is a big part of history, and I would say he is like the pre-Jesus Christ of Jesus Christ, I would say, is Julius Caesar. Because I even have a tattoo of him, which was my second tattoo ever. But not because of the fact of his history. I barely knew anything about Julius Caesar at the time. I just got backstabbed by like a lot of people. Like over 30 people backstabbed me within a moment, within a day. And then on top of that, I've had a lot of other awful experiences. And I don't even want to talk about them because it's not part of my research. It's part of my experience as a human being. But everyone experiences, well, I mean, like, I could talk about it and it's not going to be the same to you as it was for me. It's not going to be, you know what I'm saying? But that doesn't matter, because that's not part of it. As much as it is, because I'm not talking about it right now. But, you know, I got skull heads on all the guys because of the fact that you can see them as their demons, or you can see it as that they're dead to me, you know. I also got Julius Caesar quote on my chest, and I got it in Evil Dead 2 script. And it says Veni Vidi Vici, which is I came, I saw, I conquered. And then I got this tattoo. Sorry. Let me, fuck. You know what? Now my arm's stuck in this guy. Okay. Get it off. There we go. Roll, roll, roll. I got Somewhere Over the Rainbow. And the Emerald City and all that. And yeah. Because I got it because my great grandma, she had her funeral song as that song. And then my mom's mom, I never met her, but she passed away from early Alzheimer's. But she also had the song played at her funeral. And then my mom has early Alzheimer's as well, so it will be her funeral song as well. And so I got it tattooed on me, right? And then actually because I used to work at the bowling alley, and there was this weird newspaper that popped down on my desk, and I was confused because of the fact that we don't have those newspapers there. You know what I'm saying? Like it's just not a newspaper that we have at the bowling alley. You know, so I was just confused about it a bit, right? And so I opened it up, and there's a thing here. It's talking about it's a rainbow poem, and and it was only on the Chilliwack Progress, which was the newspaper, same newspaper that fell down from my closet. If you saw one of the videos, because we had an earthquake, and I was out moving hot tubs because I'm trying to get some money because I don't have a job right now, right? So moving hot tubs, and we're out in wherever the fuck, and apparently there's an earthquake, but we never felt it. But yeah, apparently that's why the thing fell down. But you saw my piles of books. My piles of books are fine. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's weird. Here, I'll read this to you. Oh, sorry. One more thing. There was also a diner at the bowling alley, and they had pictures of Alice in Wonderland all over the place and stuff. Or Alice in Wonderland, what am I saying? Wizard of Oz. Alice in Wonderland. What am I talking about? Yeah. Look for me in rainbows. That's what this is called. Time for me to go now. I won't say goodbye. Look for me in rainbows, way up in the sky. In the morning sunrise when all the world is new. Just look for me and love me, as you know I loved you. Time for me to leave you. I won't say goodbye. Look for me in rainbows, high up in the sky. In the evening sunset, when all the world is through. Just look for me and love me, and I'll be close to you. It won't be forever, the day will come, and then my loving arms will hold you when we meet again. Time for us to part now, we won't say goodbye. Look for me in rainbows, shining in the sky. Every waking moment, and all your whole life through. Just look for me and love me, as you know I loved you. Just wish me to be near you, and I'll be there with you. And that was on the newspaper. That was like, that's a crazy coincidence. Yeah, and then I had an ex-girlfriend. Her name was you know what, the name's not relevant. You can watch the movie if you want to, but when Oz is looking into the crystal ball, and I didn't actually even watch the movie truly until after I got the tattoo. Yeah, that's right. And because like I know what it is, you know what I'm saying? I know the meaning, right? But I wanna learn it and surprise myself. You know what I'm saying? That's what I like. I like to take my time with things because I like to see really like, because if you don't spend a lot of time on things, you might miss a total thing that you totally needed to understand, and then you're just fucked. You know what I'm saying? Right? And you needed to spend that time on whatever the fuck it was, but, you know, right? Where was I going with this? Oh, anyways, in the movie, Oz is looking into the ball and telling Dorothy, like, oh, you know, Julius Caesar and Cleopatra and Mark Antony and which is cool because it's on the same arm, which I didn't like. I got this one before I got this one, and then he's talking about Julius Caesar, crystal ball, fucking, we gotta get more closer with the universe and the infinite and all this and that, and I'm like, oh my god, right? And then he's like, oh, like, you broke her heart and she's this and that, and says her name, and I was just like, oh god, that's just fucked. Same shit with Bill. I was with this girl, and she like, I was really with her. You know what I'm saying? Like compared to anybody else after the last girlfriend, right? And I'm really into Gravity Falls, and so like I like Bill, right, from Gravity Falls, and I learned uh the name of Bill's girlfriend, and that was the girl's name after the girl from Wizard of Oz is her name, right? So, at that in that scene, but the you see what I'm saying, right? And so Bill's girlfriend is that afterward, and I thought that was insane as well. But again, only a coincidence because there is a lot of people with those fucking names, you know what I'm saying? So that doesn't really mean shit, you know what I'm saying? Right? But at the same time, it's there. So, I mean, like, I do what I want with whatever I want to do with, right? So do what you want and will. Free will and all, or not. Who knows? It's really like that, too. It is. Because, like, did you choose to not have free will, or did you really not have it? Oh, that's a big one right there, isn't it? Man. That's some crazy coincidences. Crazy, crazy, crazy. I can't even tell you them all because they're fucking just unbelievable. But I will tell you one thing actually. And it's what proves it. It's what proves it. It really is. Because of the fact that I did not believe in it. I did not believe in God. I do not believe in astrology. But now I do. I'm an atheist. I grew up, I never stepped foot in church. I thought that shit was Santa Claus shit. So for me to tell you that I am believing it now, because of the fact that what I have found is something that I didn't believe either. And I still can't believe the fact that I do. I found out that Carl Jung is actually really connected to astrology, but a little too much. So much so that he's connected to it in books that existed way before the movie or the book The Shining ever existed. And I have them. And I've been reading them and learning them and such like that. And I don't believe in astrology at all. But it's all about birthdays. And so when I did my birthday, and so it's like, it's really all about the planets, where the planets are, right? And that's the gravity thing, right? And so when I did my birthday, and then I looked and I found out that I'm a cusp, and I'm a Scorpio, Sagittarius, and then that the planets are Mars and Pluto and Jupiter, and those are the Greek gods for the god of war, and Hades and Zeus, and I'm doing all this stuff right now, and the only reason I would ever know that is because I'm doing it, and because it's only solidified because of the fact that if it wasn't Mars, if it wasn't God of War, Hades, and I'm only existing in that day, and I wasn't even supposed to be born on that day, I was supposed to be born on Halloween, it makes it very real. And then in the fact that there's, like I was doing the stuff before, like The Matrix became more than what it was as a movie, and then because I was doing that, because I'm